Hey everybody, Rocktimus Prime here, back with another video. Now as you can see, we are back home in upstate New York, and it is decorated for the Christmas times, as you can tell by both the brand new Christmas intro, the Christmas music that we have playing, the Christmas lights, the Christmas sweater, and the Christmas hat. Also, if this video looks and sounds a little weird, it's because I'm recording it on my phone. For some reason, my actual camera is not working at the moment. Whether it's the battery not charging or something is happening, I'm still trying to figure that out, but I wanted to get a video shot today. So we're trying it out on the phone, and if the phone works, we'll keep using that.
I wish I had the slightest idea of what the hell I was doing.
Today, for the Christmas video, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Legacy Cannonball. Now, Cannonball, as far as I'm aware, is just a repaint of the Skids mold, I believe. The Legacy Skids mold that came out a while ago. And I have to say, if there's one constant repaint that outshines its original molds pretty consistently, it's the Cannonball name. Now, this is the original Cannonball, and he is just a remold of this guy. This is Cybertron Red Alert. So you can see the new one is pretty consistent with everything. Now, the detailing is a little different. The decoing is a little different. There's a lot more gold instead of silver, which does hamper it a little bit, in my opinion. I think the gold looks a lot worse than the more silver of this guy, but overall, I don't think it's really all that bad.
Why even bring it up? Am I right?
And usually, I don't have my figures displayed in vehicle mode anyway, so this is just for a comparison, so you can see how they look together. Coming in a little close here so you can see some of the painted details while he's in vehicle mode. You do see some of this nice yellow paint up here. Some of it is applied a little shoddily, but it's a widespread retail deluxe in 2024. You also see a nice, camera's over here. Oops! You do also see a nice like pirate logo. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to be, but I'm sure someone will tell me, number one, and number two, it's explained in some forum or some comic or something that I haven't read yet. You also see the faux head there poking out of the top. This whole section here is another piece you have to apply outside. It comes separate in the box you have to apply. And you also see he has kind of a piratey type logo there. And just some really nice details on the side. You do see the things, where'd you go? Like he had here. You get some weapon storage for vehicle mode here on the back. Again, not my favorite, but it is what it is. Now, in terms of accessories and weapons and things like that, he's really not packing a lot.
Say the same for you. We once did.
So you can see he has this little hammer, which doesn't go on like this on robot mode. So the peg is here just for storage. It pegs on here in these little holes that you can see. Any one of those three pegs, it can peg into his arm, or the ones on the underside, but we'll get to that in robot mode. Secondly, he has the claw. Now, it doesn't articulate or anything like the old one, but I leave these in his shins most of the time for the original Cannonball, so they're nice throwback accessories, but I don't use them.
Sean the non-believer. Sean.
And speaking of somewhat useless accessories, he has a tiny Earth Cyber Planet key. For reference, here is an original Earth Cyber Planet key, and here's what we're given for the new toys. Now, granted, I'm not expecting these to have any interplay features, but just some of the painting and the detailing, while it is there, is really hard to make out when it's a solid black plastic like this. Here are some size comparisons in vehicle mode. Here you have Legacy Cannonball, and here is Legacy Cybertron Hotshot. See how they scale there. Here he is with Armada Red Alert. So just so you can see some of the inspiration for the original mold. And if you want to see a proper video on this guy, I will leave a link to my friend Optimus 405's video down below. He did a great job reviewing this guy that he only got this year at TFCon, I believe. So, well done.
Is this the human condition of madness, leader? It is.
And finally, here we have Cannonball with his original Cybertron self. And I just gotta say, I prefer the detailing and the decals on the original Cybertron guy. The Legacy one's fine, but it's just not the same. Now, I know there is a repro label set for this guy. that I might get at some point to kind of spiffy him up a little bit. The transformation on this guy is interesting. If you know anything about the Skids mold, you know it's been used as, well, Skids, but it's also been used as Battle Trap. It's
wrong, sir. Wrong.
been used as several other repaints, but this one borrows heavily from the Battle Trap retooling. And it's pretty obvious that this is just a repaint of a repaint. However, I think it wears it really well. Coming in close again, so you can see some of these nice details. It does evoke the original Cybertron toy, but in a much cleaner way. The legs, however, are completely just blah to me. I don't know. There's a lot of detailing, but none of it is brought out in paint. And I believe the Repro Labels sticker set has detailing that goes on here, but I gotta buy that first. The back here does have a second head kind of poking out of the roof due to the transformation. And you can remove that if it bothers you that much, but I just turn them around. One word of warning I will say is don't try to remove these door hinges. I did this side on mine, and you can see right in there, there is a white stress fracture already from taking out and putting it back on. Now, articulation-wise, you just move this head. It is on a ball joint, I believe. It's kind of hard to get in there with my fingers because you gotta fight past this, and it's just on a plate. So you can turn it nice wiggly waggly and up, down, all over. So I believe it's on a ball joint. The arms go up about that far. You can rotate it, though that's mainly for the transformation. Essentially, he gets a swivel here at the shoulder, but also a forward and back swivel. I don't know why this isn't just a ball joint. It'd be a lot simpler. There is a swivel at the arm, elbow bend. On this side, there is a fist swivel. It's a very stiff fist swivel. That was really hard for me to say for some reason.
That's really interesting.
The waist does rotate. You get some nice rotation there. Feet go forward about that far. They go back that far. So he does have a nice split. He does do a decent split. You do get a decent Van Damme. Thigh swivels. Really decent knee bend for as chunky as the legs are. And you do get a toe swivel. In terms of posability, aside from the head being a little tricky to get into if you have nice sausage fingers like I do, I have no faults with this toy in terms of articulation. Functionality, on the other hand, is something that's different. These tires are a split tire design like they were on the original mold and on Crankcase, and they don't roll well. They really, really don't. The plastic quality is a little shoddy. Like I said, I have a stress mark on this just from trying to remove one of these flaps. Other than that, this guy is made out of a lot of gold plastic. Now, if you're a Transformers fan who knows the history about gold plastic, that makes you a little nervous. Whether this guy will suffer the same fate as the other toys that had gold plastic syndrome, it takes a while to set in, so who knows. To affix the accessories, I'm just gonna go with the claw because it's the one I had closest. You take his gun hand, there's a little nub there, and you can just plug on the different accessories. So you see you have the claw hand there. And like I said, with the hammer, it doesn't go in where the handle, where you'd think. It doesn't go on, you can't see it because of my 5 fingers. It doesn't go on this way. It goes on that way, which is a little weird. If you didn't know that it was supposed to look like this, you'd be hard pressed to know that that's an actual tab, I guess. The faux doors on the side here are a little much, but considering what they had to work with, in terms of him having entire doors on his shoulders, they're not really noticeable at all. If he didn't have this much kibble on the back, it'd be a little bit more believable. One other issue that I have with this is his backpack doesn't really tab in. Comparing him to the original Cannonball, he is a little bit taller, but the other Cannonball is just so chunky. He actually feels like a cannonball.
Oh, sure. Huh?
For some other comparisons, then we'll wrap this up. Here is Cybertron Hotshot, Legacy version, and the original Armada Red Alert. Overall then, do I recommend Cannonball? Yes. It's an easy recommendation because I like Cannonball. I like Pirates. I like the mold that it's based off of. I like the original Cannonball mold. It's one of my favorites. This guy adds an homage to those repaints and to an older time I absolutely adore. I would love if they brought back the Cybertron key gimmick where you put it in and it flipped over the cannons, but I'm not really all that picky. I do miss it. I do wish he had some more paint, but given the overall resculpting that was needed to bring this guy to be Cannonball, I can kind of understand why they didn't. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me for the first of my Christmas videos. I have at least 3 planned. Hopefully I'll be able to get them done. And I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffed up and congested. I think I'm coming down with a cold. So anyway, guys, this has been Rocktimus Prime with Legacy Cannonball and Cybertron Cannonball, saying hope you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. Take care, everyone.